Welcome to the world famous Buckeye Show. What is going on, Buckeye Nation? It's your boy Cleveland Mike. Welcome, y'all. How are y'all feeling, man? We had our first scrimmage, man. So, we got to talk about some things. And, right like we do on this show, we got to find something where we got to compare the rest of college football to the Buckeyes, right? So Terry got that topic right in here in the show. He's just running a little bit late. You know us, we are family, man. So before we get into the show, make sure that you like and subscribe. Send this, share this with some friends out there, man. Let them join in. Post your comments in the chat. And guess what? Also, we have memberships, man. Shout out to one of our first members, Doreen. As always, she's always supporting, and we appreciate y'all. Memberships are available. You have the Black Oak Club for $2.99. You have the JT Wasn't Short Club for $4.99, and we don't give a damn for $9.99, man. So go ahead, make sure you get your memberships because we are about to have a whole lot of things kicking off, man. You got your Buckeyes. It's not a spring showcase anymore, Buckeye fans. You know what I'm saying? It is April 12th. We have a spring game at noon. So we have talked on this show about the showcase. We have talked about it right here on this channel. So a lot of you all weren't happy about that. A lot of people were still wanting the spring game, and the Buckeyes, Ryan Day, came out and said it is going to be a spring game. But here's the thing. Me and my guy Garrison, we will be coming to you live right after the spring game to talk about what we saw. Hey, maybe there might be some people a little bit overhyped, a little bit panicked. And that's what we're going to get into, man, because I see on the timeline in group chats, there is some Ohio State spring panic going on. So we are definitely going to get into that on this show. But, to talk about it, Ryan Day spoke on this as well. And you have coaches are, I guess, going to start sounding off all about what's going on and what happened between Coach Prime and Fran Brown with them trying to get together with two schools coming together, having a spring game. Anybody who's been following me for years know that I have been saying that they should do that. I thought that, instead of maybe the P4 schools doing it, if we wanted better games, right? Instead of like the P4 schools doing it, why don't we pay the G5 schools? They want to be paid. We can pay them to have a spring game. Now, some people say, hey, they don't have the depth. That there's arguments about it, but I like what Fran Brown was coming up with. Mike Gundy, he was kind of the opinion of what I was, right? Who's going to tell you that you really can't do it? What are they going to do? What is the NCAA able to do about this, right? I don't see anything that they're going to be able to do if the guys decided to go with it. Now, I'm of the opinion it's better to ask for forgiveness, than permission, right? So who knows if they had to just went ahead and did it, what are they going to do? Hit them with a fine? Hey, I see my guy Garrison in the chat said, call Mount Union. But yes, I do see some people do have their questions. I'm going to go ahead and star those because everybody do have their panic questions. So if you have your panic questions, I'm going to go ahead and star them. If I see them in the chat, y'all make sure that y'all continue to drop those. And let's see what else. But speaking of Coach Prime, he also got a 5-year, $54 million contract with Colorado. I think that is amazing. Colorado has been trying to, get their money up because I remember when there was a time where they was talking about we're not sure we have the money to pay Prime, right? So shout out to Colorado and everything that they are doing out there, man. I like it for Deion, and I'm hoping that they can have another bounce back year or at least be something consistent. They lost a lot of production, so we'll see what they'll be able to do. But we got to get into the Buckeye panic. And first, I want to talk to you all about recruiting. Some Ohio State fans are freaking out right now because today we heard linebacker Storm Miller commits to Texas A&M. To me, it was random. I know a lot of people in the chats was saying that it was random as well. So, I was watching my guy Juck. He was just talking like, hey, possibly, we can have Storm Miller, all of these guys from Ohio. And now he's at Texas A&M. It is what it is. Here's the thing about Ohio State and us as Buckeye fans, and we have to be realistic about this. You can no longer slow play the Ohio guys, man. You have to treat them like they're from everywhere else, right? That's the thing about it, man. I see some people are saying, our guy Garrison saying, you can save money. That's what Texas A&M is known for. But hey, who's to say he won't go down there, get his bag, and then pop right back up, right? I need to go ahead and quote tweet this out on the community. My guy Terry was gonna hold it down for this portion, but we're gonna get this together, man. Buckeye Nation, pull up. All right. Bam. All right, let's get back to the show. So you have that going on with recruiting. Another one talking about linebackers staying there. Sincere Johnson, we hear that there are other schools in the mix. We know that, guys like Justin Hill trying to get him down there in Alabama. Alabama somehow a lot of these schools, man. And that's why, we have this show because it's Buckeyes really against the world. It's really the Buckeyes against the world. And we are trying to figure out how all of these people want to plant flags in Ohio, Oregon, Alabama. Now you got Texas A&M. I think that the Buckeyes are going to end up adjusting because the talent in Ohio is really starting to ramp up. It's starting to get better. You see the guys from Gin Elite and what they are doing. I don't know if you are checking out the young guys from Gin Elite, but if you are not, there are highlights. I have retweeted them. Go check them out because the talent in Ohio is going up. Shout out to our guy Truther because he was one of the first ones who was on it, was saying that there is a shift going on in Ohio where you're going to start seeing from the 26. I think he said from the 25 and up, it's just going to be different. So shout out to my guy Truther, man. And another thing, everybody's talking about O-line recruiting right now is cooking. D-line recruiting, cooking, right? All of these things are cooking. What's the one thing that is holding us up? I'm going to let y'all say it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know. What's the one thing that y'all feel is holding us up in the chat? They say the DBs, we got the DBs, we got the linebackers. All of these coaches is doing their job in recruiting. But the one thing that is holding us back is the D-line, man. We need some edges, bruh. We need some edges. And, I'm a Larry Johnson fan. I'm going to continue to defend Larry Johnson as one of the best D-line coaches. But when you're talking about just the new age of recruiting and what it is, I do think that part has possibly passed Larry Johnson by. Now, hey, we could possibly clip this up. And I might be, he might prove us wrong on this cycle, but I do believe we might need to get a younger blood on that trail. And I would really like to see Larry Johnson. I don't want him to retire. I think he should still be on staff, but I think that he could still be a contributor to this program and to the staff as an analyst, and just allow the younger guys or whatever to get on that recruiting trail. And you starting to hear it from the offensive line guys, right? When they're saying, yeah, I got Tyler Bowen, but they're also speaking about all of the other O-line coaches that are there, right? And the reps that they're going to get. Another thing is that I believe is, why can't a young guy say, hey, let me get you right on up to Ohio State. You get to learn from me, and you get to learn from the best, Larry Johnson. How does that not work? They all get to be on the field now, especially with the extension of the coaching staffs now. They all get to be on the field. We know how Ryan Day likes to run the split fields. I just think that it'd be perfect. Larry Johnson working with these guys, somebody else working with these guys. I just think that it would benefit the Buckeyes tremendously better. And I think that, that's the only thing that's kind of holding back a little bit of the momentum from the recruiting is, getting the edge and getting the D tackle depth. Now, our guy, Micah Hannah said, Larry is a legend. Yes, I agree. He is a legend, man. And that's why I just feel like, what is wrong? I don't feel like it's disrespectful for him to go ahead. I don't think it's disrespectful for him to take a backseat as an analyst. I think that you can still do it. I don't understand why it's not being discussed, or maybe it has, but we need a young blood on the recruiting trail. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but it is what it is. I seen y'all talking about our guy, Sincere Johnson, man. I'm telling you, I've been telling y'all for the longest, I want these Glenville guys. I want the guys from the inner city. It's a different dog. You hear the interviews talking about from Bryce West this week, and him just saying how being on the track team at Glenville, it is mandatory. There are no discussions. And you're talking about a guy, I know he would be coming at linebacker, but I don't know. I think Sincere might be an edge, man. And what I like to call them is the Twitch Monsters. I've been calling them, and I believe I've been saying that this is the year of the Twitch Monsters. But also, even Jim Tressel, what he talked about is the guys that he liked, he would rather take a track guy over a wrestling guy. It's just something about that twitchiness. It's different, man. And I'm from Cleveland. I could be a little bit biased, but I need it. Now, talk to me. Your positions of worry. What position are you worried about for this Ohio State team going into the 2025 season? I need it in the comments. Let me know. We're going to talk about it, right? The first one up is defensive backs. All I have been seeing is dang, Aaron Scott got cooked. People saying Jermaine Matthews got cooked. Is Iggy going to stop holding? What is going on with our cornerbacks, right? And I'm just going to tell you, man, I think that, yes, they putting out these flashes, but from what I'm hearing is, I believe that this team is very versatile in the defensive back position. A lot of these guys can do a lot of things. I think that a lot of people just need to pump their brakes, man. You have some young guys right now going up against veterans, and if you truly believe that iron sharpens iron, trust me, Zone 6 going to win some of theirs, but I think that our DBs are going to get better. And as I said, I think that in the beginning of the season, right, you might see a little chinks in the armor and things like that. But as they continue to get those game reps and as the season goes on, you're going to see that just guys continue to get better and better. You see it all the time. And now, The other position. Oh, somebody actually put kicker. I have not heard anything, and to be honest, I haven't even thought about it. The kicker situation. That was a good one. Mecca Hanna, you threw me for a loop on that one. I have not thought about the kicker position at all. But it is a concern, right? You think about if we hit those field goals, we win in the team up north game. If we do a couple things a little bit more different, you know, the kicking game and field goals have hurt us. But I'll say it was one of the best things, right? In the playoffs. In the playoffs, I ain't had no issues with the kicking. People was coming in clutch. I don't know what the talk was. Like, I kind of wish I was that fly on the wall in that players meeting, but everybody was locked in. And I believe that the team has built off of that. The mentality of the team is built off of that. So we'll have to see. I think that Ryan Day, just being that CEO, being around the special teams, and then also you bring in Nate Ebner, right, who also has been, not saying that he was a kicker or anything, but there's just a different mentality that's going to come to special teams, even in the kicker and punter room, that I believe that the special teams is going to end up feeling that same feeling that they felt going through that playoff stretch. Now, our guy Robert, man, he's right where I'm at. The D tackle position. Ryan Day spoke on this. The issue with the D tackles is that they are showing flashes, but they are not being consistent. Who are those D tackles? You got Edric Houston right there. You got K-Mac. You got Tywan Malone. You got Jason Moore right there. So, I mean, there's a list of guys there, but they're not being consistent, right? Now, I think that they're going to end up being consistent. They went up against some pretty good interior guys, I would say. You're talking about a 3-year player in Carson Hinsman, right? Whoever else. I mean, the interior of that O-line is what I just believe is going to be the strength of the offensive line, just because they have the chemistry already. So, right there, what you're going to end up seeing is these guys are going to get reps and reps and reps, and I'm telling you, minimize the panic. A lot of guys are talking about, hey, well, we're going to have the depth issues and stuff. I don't really believe it, right? Because here's the thing. We thought that we had depth issues, and yes, we did have depth issues at offensive line. And we said, if one of our tackles go down, I don't know what's going to happen. But look at what Ohio State is. Think about what Ohio State is and what it has done in developing the talent. I believe that if you can get these guys, the D tackles, especially the starting D tackles, healthy through the midpoint of the year, you'll have your depth. You talk about a Luke Montgomery. I know I'm using the different side of the ball, but I hope y'all are following what I'm saying, right? Is the guys just need reps. Our guy Garrison is talking about it. Reps. Both have young guy reps. And these guys got a lot of reps. I watched our second string guys put hands on the NFL combine guys or guys in Texas, right? Now, the thing is can they do it consistently? Now, you saw Luke Montgomery, Austin Saraville. They were not ready to start the season. But mid-season, October, those guys were ready. Why? Because they continued to get reps, and got better. I'm telling you, I just believe the way this team is going to be rolling, the way that Matt Patricia got things going, man, I think that we are going to be totally fine, man. Got my guy Garrison coming in. Garrison, as soon as he get his picture up, we're going to have him pop up whenever he is ready. Appreciate that. But yeah, the defensive tackles, man, I'm telling y'all, this ain't I know some people was coming in here thinking that I was about to panic. I'm trying to minimize the panic. I'm telling y'all, I don't think that you guys should be panicked at all, man. Doreen said it is going to be a fun season coming from a natty year. It's going to be go time. Appreciate you, Doreen. Yep, Buckeye in Texas from Cleveland, Ohio, but I'm in Texas now. Yeah, just living the life, man. Just living the life. But also, like I said, D tackles, they're going to be fine. Now, edges, what really surprised me because going into the spring, a lot of us said we are concerned with our edge depth. Yes, we have Kenyatta Jackson, but a lot of people questioning Caden Curry, right? Is he an every down defensive end? Or is he going to be able to rotate? Who's going to be behind him? Man, to be honest, there might be some leaks. Peyton Pierce might not was supposed to say some things. Some guys was probably not supposed to say some things. But I'll tell you this: to me, it was reaffirmed when Ryan Day got up there and was and basically to me, he kind of was bragging about CJ Hicks, almost as if he's not worried about what CJ Hicks brings at edge, right? We also talked about who else? Arvell Reese. I think it was Peyton Pierce said Arvell Reese is unstoppable off the edge. I believe someone else said Sonny Styles on the edge. I mean, I think that it's going to be amazing, man, with those guys coming off the edge, and it just tells me that we probably have the depth that we need, and we also have the defensive coach to go ahead and take us to the next level, man, and be able to use guys in their skill set to be better. I told you guys that's been following me for the longest, this is going to be the year of the Twitch monsters, and that this defense is going to look a little bit different, right? Now, you guys remember when the Tommy Eichenbergs and the Steel Chambers in 2022, when they were pinning their ears back, right? They didn't have to sit there and read and react, how they were able to pin their ears back and just go and hit something, and how they were getting tackled for losses, the sacks that they were getting. Now, imagine that with a more twitched up Sonny Styles, a more twitched up and quicker Arvell Reese, more twitched up, quicker Peyton Pierce. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be different. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope it's going to be us being able to play, what do you call that? Offense on defense, man. Garrison, man, you coming to hang out or what's up? Oh, okay. Garrison's just working, man. My bad. Garrison's working. Garrison's getting ready for the next show, I'm sure. All right. Another position of worry. I see everybody was talking DNs. People were talking. Okay, yes. Kirk's lost his back stripe today. Yep. I think I saw that right before I had gotten the studio. Yeah, Kirk's lost his back stripe. That is definitely a good thing. So here's the thing about the black stripes, though. Sometimes I don't know if it's, hey, we're doing this out of necessity, or did the person really deserve it? I believe the person probably really deserved it, man. So, I'm hoping that all of this is just guys is ready, because a lot of people were concerned that we weren't getting the high level DN guys that we needed. But Larry said, trust this process, right? So let's see how we're going to trust this process. Emily, feeling what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Emily. Now, another concern that people are having is what? I was trying to look and see if anybody else put it in the chat, and somebody must know me, because that's always been my saying. Rotation is key. but also it's definitely key in games. You know, I believe that you do have practice players and you do have some people who just are gamers, man. And you know, I know the game is just supposed to be, you know, practice is supposed to be like the game, but the game just obviously brings so much different stuff, man. So my guy Garrison, he gonna finally hop on, man. Yeah. But yeah, the game definitely just brings a lot of different things to it. So yeah. What's up, Garrison? You got any takes, man? You on mute. Garrison. Garrison throwing me off, y'all. All right. Running back. Talk to me, y'all. Running back. Anybody concerned about running backs? Now you lose Tavien Henderson. You go ahead and you lose Quinshawn Judkins, right? Both of them, 1,000-yard backs. Also, what they were able to do in the you know, in the passing game, right? What Tavien was in the passing game. Now, a lot of people believe Peoples is going to be that J.K. Dobbins 2.0. And to be honest, man, I've had that feeling since watching his high school highlight tape. I was believing that. I'm hoping, you know, the coaches, they're saying, hey, I'm a believer. So if the coaches believe, I'm gonna trust them. If Coach Locke also say he's not giving anything. And also, I'm not against this being a running back by committee. You know what I'm saying? I have no issues with that. Now, they did shout out 3 running backs, that being Peoples, Donaldson, and Bo Jackson out of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm saying. You get these Cleveland boys, and it's just different. You know, you talk about Coach Locke saying that he just have, you know, gifts that only God can give, like things that you can't teach. I'm really excited about this room, but also I'll tell you what caught my eye. They were talking to the guys about what position, or they had the camera, what different position would you be able to play? And what caught my eye was the Donaldson talking about wide receiver and J.J. Smith backing it up. Now, we done saw him or heard about how he has cut weight, right? We done heard about that. Now, my thing is this. He said that he's running faster. I'm going to tell you this. That boy catch the ball out that backfield and it's just him and the DB. I'm sorry. That DB is going to be a wrap, bruh. It's definitely going to be a wrap. My guy Terry finally on, man. What up, Terry?
What up, Mike, man? What's up, man?
You know.
You've been holding it down. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, you coming in.
All right, sweet, bro. Sweet. You've been holding it down, man. I appreciate you. What's up, everyone in the chat, man?
Yeah.
Hey, tell me where we're at, man. What we doing?
We talking the running back concerns. You know, some people are panicked about the running backs because of what we lost, right? You know, so how do you feel?
I'm not panicked about it, bro. I think Carlos Loughlin's I think he's a hell of a running back coach, man. And I think that we got some talent in there. You know, James Peoples and CJ Donaldson. I think they're both going to be real good. And then, you know, freshman is a position that you could play at running back. And the hype about Bo Jackson has been crazy. So maybe we'll see some Bo Jackson getting like some real big time snaps. And I mean, you just never know, man. Like first, like as far as Bo Jackson, you never know. But as far as like the other backs in the room, man, I really think that James Peoples is going to be special. I know that some people don't, but like if you watch like the way he moves, man, just how quick he looks, I think he's going to be special. And I mean, if you look at him, just like his physical stature, you know, he's kind of that short running back, but dude, he's jacked. Big legs, big arms. Like, hey, I expect big things out of him, man. And then with CJ Donaldson, I feel like that's kind of like the wild card. Like a guy that's that size, if he gets himself in shape, which he already has been, you're looking at a guy who could, I mean, the sky's the limit, right? I mean, you're looking at, dare I say, you're looking at like a Derrick Henry type body build. Now, obviously, don't nobody jump down my throat. I'm not saying the dude is Derrick Henry. We've all seen what he's done so far in his college career. So, but I'm just saying, like that body type, you never know, man. Look at guys like Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon wasn't thought about as like some crazy running back before he came to Ohio State, and then he went crazy. So,
well, he did kind of go crazy in Ohio Stadium for another team before he faced injuries. Yeah, but
yeah.
but that's my thing. Did you see the JJ back it up? CJ Donaldson being like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike. That's what I'm saying.
Bruh.
Hey, if the team's saying that, I mean, I don't know, man.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of people they probably thought we was coming in here to panic, man. But my job is to calm the panic, right? We over here trying to calm the panic, but there is still some panic about the most important position, and I saved it for last. That is the quarterback position, man. A lot of people are panicked. Some things you're hearing mixed things about Lincoln, like when he's throwing and he's on track and knows what he's doing, he's pretty accurate. But when he doesn't know what he's doing, it looks pretty bad, right? You've heard the coaching staff, right? Heard the coaching staff talk about the arm strength, building Julian Sand's arm strength, and talk about they're not going to sacrifice that, right? So, I mean, what are you hearing? How do you feel about the quarterbacks?
Hey, Mike, I really think that Julian Sand is going to end up being the starting quarterback, man. And I'm not panicked about it. I'm really not. I think the kid is talented, and I think that Ryan Day can get him ready. And that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, we got JJ on our team. That's just like, the one thing that does concern me, like our run game could concern me just because I don't know what's going to look like scheme wise, which obviously that would directly impact the quarterback. Either one of these guys, if we have a run game that's not really working, they're probably not going to be too great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially being a first year starter, but I'm not worried about it, man. I mean, I think that Lincoln gives you a floor in the room, and I think that Julian gives you a ceiling in the room, right? And Lincoln giving the floor for Lincoln, I think is really good, and we could win a lot of games. And like maybe he could be like, probably, a little bit less experienced, not as good, but kind of like Will Howard. You know what I mean? And then Julian, he gives you the ceiling, and when I say the ceiling, I'm talking about like Julian might be CJ Stroud level quarterback. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? Obviously he's got to get the reps in and get out there and do it. So I'm just excited to see him, man. We got like the student appreciation coming up this weekend. They'll post a lot of clips from that, and then the spring game's gonna be lit. So I'm excited to see what they look like, man. I think that Ryan Day just came from quarterback and Will Howard, who was like super experienced, a guy who just, Ryan Day was talking to a professional when he was talking to Will Howard. And it's not the same way with Julian Sand or Lincoln Kienholz. Right. And so I think that naturally means that Ryan Day is not going to be satisfied with them. He probably never will be at any point in this year. That don't mean that they're bad. You know what I mean? Like, plus it's spring. The defense is ahead of the offense. That's just the way it should be. So.
Big facts, man, and that is how it should be. And I mean, here's my only concern, and I still don't call it a panic. The only concern is you have a first-time quarterback with a first-time, a first-time quarterback with a first-time coordinator. That's the only concern. But here's what I've always said, and I push back when anyone talks about that is I'm not worried because you still have Ryan Day, right?
Exactly.
Now, if Matt Patricia is actually what he says he is, you know what I'm saying? Then that allows Ryan Day to do what? Focus on helping Brian Hartline and that offense just be better, right? The same way he did with the defense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the whole point of him being the CEO, right? And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but like I got faith in Matt Patricia. I don't think that. Also, you just hear. I'm talking about. You hear James Laurinaitis. You hear Larry Johnson, Tim Walton, Matt G, and all the players brag about Matt P. Like I've never seen them brag about like a defensive coordinator like this.
Yep.
I don't think ever.
I agree, and that's where I'm at, man. I think Matt Patricia is the real deal. I think it's kind of exactly what this defensive staff needed, because you're looking at a defensive staff that's, other than Larry Johnson, it's full of guys who still want to advance their career, right? Every single guy on our defensive staff still wants to advance their career, and having a guy who's kind of been to the pinnacle on your side of the ball is huge. So I think Matt Patricia has got everybody excited, and plus he seems like he's just relating to all the players, and he's happy teaching football. It really reminds me of Chip Kelly last year.
Yeah,
like that would be the best example that I could give so far. Would be Chip Kelly last year, and people talk about like Matt Patricia as an NFL head coach, and it's like, well, what happened to Chip Kelly as the NFL head coach? You know what I mean? Like, it happens. That's just the way it is. And then he left Ohio State and became the highest paid coordinator ever in the history of football, period, at any level. You know what I mean? And who says Matt Patricia couldn't do something like that? Right. And for him to do that, his unit's going to have to be really good, just like Chip Kelly's offense was. So, I don't know. I'm excited about Matt Patricia. I got a question for you, Mike. Before we move on, I got a question. So, I was reading the show notes, right? And I think I missed it. I didn't get to talk to you about it. In the show notes, you said that the defensive backfield or the defensive backs was one of the concerns. I don't know. Maybe you were not saying that, but I need to understand, because I think that is like the best in the country.
Well, some people on the timeline are saying, Jermaine getting cooked back to back. You're talking about the highlights. You see Aaron Scott. He kind of got cooked like the same way you saw in the Tennessee game, right? So a lot of people were, coming out with some panic and stuff. Like I said, our job is to kind of tighten it down, because also we did see like Jermaine Matthews, right? He did win one. I mean, I think we even saw earlier in the week he won some as well, right?
Yeah.
We know that these guys are winning both ways, but these are like, you talk about Maine, first year starter. You're talking about Aaron Scott, first time out there, going up against Carnell Tate, who's a veteran, going up against JJ, who's a veteran. And I mean, Marlon Graham is an all-star in himself as well. So
yeah, I seen that in the show notes. I'm like, man, this can't be right. Yeah, our defensive back, like, I guess if you look at corners, I mean, maybe if you think that Iggy's not good, which to me that will never make sense, or if you think that Jermaine's not good, which even that doesn't make sense, because both of those guys played last year. And then you have like potential guys in that room like Bryce West, Aaron Scott, and even Devin Sanchez. So he's been getting some crazy buzz this spring. So, and then looking at the safeties, you got Caleb Downs. That's like, if one of your safeties is Caleb Downs, that's not a problem for your team. Like, you're good. You know what I mean? I just seen that in the show notes, Mike, and I'm like, I'm definitely not labeling that as a concern. That might be the best unit on the entire team.
That's what I was telling everybody. Like, you talk about the versatility of a lot of these players and the way that they are being cross-trained as well. And just, you hear about the versatility of Bryce West. Like I said, I wish he would stay on the outside, but they're using him on the inside as well. Just shows you how great he can be. But I want to get to some of these questions that I start. I think we all believe that it is going to be Julian Sam, but if Lincoln is able to start figuring it out. And again, both of these guys are in positions that they haven't been in before in college. Both of these guys are having to build chemistry, and also it's nerve-wracking when you have a Ryan Day standing over your shoulder. Also, it's nerve-wracking when you don't know how to insert yourself, or, you don't know what you're doing yet. It's hard to be confident, but that's hard. You got spring. And then by summer, you should be grasping where you should be confident in what you have to do mentally, and you should be able to go and put it on the field in fall camp. Shout out our guy Garrison. What's going on? I was just about to get to what you said, man. Garrison, Doreen, I say Sam, but both Mike and I would tell you to watch Lincoln. Mike could tell you more. And the thing is just how athletic Lincoln is, right? Especially you talk about going into the beginning of the season. If you're able to lean on your defense, lean on your run game as well, right? and you have an athletic quarterback that adds a little wrinkle and a little mix in there. So, maybe
Mike,
you could start off.
Okay, I want to hear
Lincoln
Terry.
last year. Hold on. Saying past Lincoln last year though, that's the problem where I excuse me, I'm really struggling to get on the Lincoln hype train just because like Lincoln didn't even play at all, dude. He was a second-year quarterback at Ohio State last year, and he hardly played at all the entire year. And Sam was out there getting some reps, albeit after Devin Brown. But I don't know, man. He passed him as a true freshman. I don't see how.
I agree.
I guess Lincoln can get better, and maybe Sam doesn't, but I just don't see that.
I agree, but Lincoln was also one of they bragged about him and giving them the best looks of quarterbacks as a scout team quarterback.
That's true too. He was being scout team.
I mean, I think that's where a lot of people forget is of how our defense and how a lot of the players bragged about Lincoln giving him a good look throughout that run. So that's why I don't count. And here's my thing. Why didn't Ryan Day go in the portal?
I think because of Julian St. That's what I think.
I mean, but here's my thing, because I'm on record saying that I don't feel like Ryan Day makes the same mistake twice, right? I don't feel that way. Now, you already let the McCords run your room. I doubt you let the Sands run your room again. And you end up in the same situation that you did. I doubt that would happen. And also, you need a pair and a spare, man. There's a reason. Why did Devin Brown stay, right? We can say this. Why did Devin Brown all of this? But
he left
Ryan
now.
Day, I mean, he's gone now. But when we needed him, he came in. Next year. He didn't had no warm up, no nothing. Came in and threw one of the coldest passes.
You talking about the Michigan State game?
He's not throwing one of the coldest passes, bro.
That's a whole nother conversation. We all know that Devin Brown throwing the ball to JJ would have been something crazy.
Shout out my girl Emily. If we got concerns, I'm calling Cal.
Hold on, what was you saying, Garrison?
If that was Brandon Ennis, that wasn't a touchdown.
But that don't matter. It wasn't Brandon Ennis. If it was Brandon Ennis, he would have put it on his chest. You know what I'm saying? Quit hating, Garrison. Right. Yeah, man. Quit being a hater.
He threw it where only JJ, keyword, JJ could get.
Yep, only JJ could get it.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Because this is where Mike and I, we agree on this. Or we brought this up. Right. If I told you that Lincoln was 85% of the passer that Julian is, with his athleticism, who would you want to start?
Probably still Julian St.
Okay.
Because I think that it's like I was talking about before you got on here. So Lincoln is 85% of Julian St throwing the ball, and he has his athleticism, but he's probably about maximized at that 85% and probably not going to get too much better throwing the ball because of his skill, his arm talent. And I think Julian, his ceiling is crazy. And also, Garrison, it's not really fair to ask me, dude, because I'm a ceiling type person. I want a ceiling, like, you know what I mean? Like, give me the guy with the highest ceiling almost every single time.
I got you. I wanted to point this out, man. Shout out Richie Dubs, man. And I want to shout out all of our Buckeye women, man, because they do know ball. And they're in here, they're talking ball, and they know the players. They know what they're talking about. So I want to shout out them, man, because I appreciate y'all always being here, always supporting and talking ball with us, man. So definitely good job, Richie, man.
Love that.
Richie got some brownie points there, man.
Yeah, I just saw it. Emily was calling me out.
There you go,
Richie.
But it's our guy, CW2, is Tavien St. Clair not in the QB discussion? Does anybody want to tackle this first before I get mine?
Here, let me tackle it. So I think with Tavien, dude, he's not in the quarterback discussion because it's spring and he's supposed to still be in high school. Like, if if you're looking at the quarterback room, unless we have someone in this room who's a star, who like I think Julian St could be. Let's say he's not, right? Let's say that all that he get to college, it was too much for him. That's cool. So not now, if let's say Tavien and Lincoln are both better than him. Again, just throwing that out there, whatever. You never know, right? But I just think that Tavien's not going to be in it because he don't even know how to run the drills and stuff like that right now. He's learning all that stuff. When you get to fall, I mean, there's always a chance that he could be a part of the actual quarterback competition because they're not ending this in spring. We know that for sure. That's like the one thing you could say with the fact they're not ending it because one, we need Lincoln Keenholz to stay probably because Tavien's probably not going to be what I'm saying he is, but I'm just saying look out for him in the fall because by that time he'll have at least a spring in the books, a summer in the books. And I think at that point he could try to contend for the job. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't write him off yet is all I'm saying.
All right, let me do this sponsorship and then we're going to get to Garris's answer on this, man. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner Win Agency has to say about the partnership experience with us. Let's discuss how you also can reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com today. So, hey, you see our guys right here, owners of Win Agencies, said that their social media engagement has gone up and that they were able to acquire new clients. So right here, we are a growing channel. We aren't done. You got Garrison and Ryan putting out content. And just as we get closer to the season, you got Garrison, Terry, and like I said, our guy Ryan. We will all be dropping content and gems for you all. So make sure if you are not subscribed, you need to get subscribed. And again, if you have a business that you want help growing, we are here to help you grow. So we appreciate you.
That's on top of that. I think Mark still does too on the channel.
Yeah. But Garrison, man, let them know how do you feel about Tavien St. Clair in the quarterback conversation?
So mellow. So I don't think Tavien's in the conversation. I don't think he should be. I'm going to say the same thing I said for Julian last season. If Ohio State is in a position where the true freshman quarterback has to play, I'm not happy. I'm not happy because I don't believe we can win with a true freshman. Like if you're talking about, okay, well, Trevor Lawrence did it. Yeah, okay, well, that's otherworldly. I mean, you got to remember back then, him and Justin Fields were the two guys, and both of them in college are just different. There's different type of quarterbacks, different type of athletes. Outside of that, it's you don't see it. So I don't think he should be in this conversation. I think it should be strictly Lincoln and St. Also, I caught this. I heard Lincoln's taking most of the first team reps. So that's interesting. So it should be those two and those two only.
Yeah. So
they need a quarterback in the portal.
Hey, if you need a quarterback in the portal, it gotta be DB, bro.
I'm on mute talking. Hey, if you need one, you know who to call.
It gotta be DB 33, bro. If you need one, it has to be, bro. But I'm hearing he doing some great things out there. Cal love him.
Hey, you think he take the call?
I think he would be
stupid not to.
I think he would. He would be stupid not to. But he would have to be promised the job, though. Like he would definitely have to be promised.
But
if
we reach that point, he would be.
Yeah.
Right. They know what he is. So if we reach that point, then he's definitely promised the job.
I mean, because here's the thing is if you get to that point where you didn't bring a guy in the spring, you need someone who already understands your playbook, understands what you want to do as well.
Exactly.
Because you also saw, look at how long it took. We heard about how, the same stuff that we're kind of hearing about, the quarterbacks now. We were hearing the same thing about Will Howard in the spring, right? Because he even spoke on it, right? He was still having to build chemistry with guys. He was still learning the playbook and things. And once he got confident in it, over the summer, he was able to attack fall, right? So I think that that's the now. My thing on Tavien St. Clair is you can go all the way back to when Ryan Day was the first head coach, and all you heard was this NFL playbook, this NFL playbook, this NFL playbook. Now, I've heard people push back on that and say, oh, well, Tavien was there, all through, he was there in springs. He was doing this. He was always at the facility and stuff like that, even while he was in high school. He was not working with college level. And if anybody had watched Tavien on the 7-on-7 circuit, I talked about this. It looked like the game was just too fast for him, right? Not only were the receivers moving quicker, his receivers, but the DBs were. Just everything just did not slow down for him. And also, he didn't transfer schools at all. And I believe even in his senior year in the high school year, when he played better competition, he didn't really play that well. So I think that that's something that is going to be an adjustment period for him. And like I said, the playbook, man, no freshman. It will have to be this freshman would probably have to be what's his name? Josh Dobbs. They had to be like a rocket scientist type quarterback coming in a freshman year or whatever. Probably graduated earlier, something like that, for them to be able to diagnose everything that Ryan Day would throw at them. So
I agree with that, man. I just don't want to lose optimism. Tavien St. Clair is going to be in it in the fall. That's what I'm going with.
All right. Hey, they said he's Marino Jr. out here, man. Oh, man. So, Terry, you added something in the show notes, man, where we are going to talk about the 4 best players in college football in 2025. But can we compare them to the Buckeyes?
I mean, 2 of them are Buckeyes, so
I know that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, if 2 of them are not Buckeyes, I don't know what sports you're watching. You know what I mean? So,
well, Terry, man, start us off, man. Start us off right, Terry.
I mean, Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs are locks for the top 4, right? I mean, that's so that's my 2 that I'm gonna go with. I'm not putting these in order. I've been seeing a lot of people, and I actually want to get your guys' opinion on this. I've been seeing a lot of people talk like crazy hype about DJ Lagway. Now, I haven't watched a lot of DJ Lagway. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I'm asking for y'all's opinion. But I look like his stats don't show it, but people say that that's not, that don't matter, or that's not doesn't show what his talents are.
I was muted, but let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about DJ Lagway. Let's do it.
I see you over there doing this. What's your opinion on him? What's your opinion on him? Because I want to know. I need somebody to give me the real about the situation.
I'm gonna give you I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just have a feeling.
Okay.
I'm not sitting here saying he's the same type of player as Cam Newton. I'm not sitting here saying he's the same type of rumble stumble guy like Tim Tebow, because I think he's more talented than Tebow.
All right.
What I think he is, or I think there's a really good chance he might be, is how. And it's not that Florida doesn't have talent. This Florida team has more talent than
they're super talented. Yeah.
But how sometimes you may have more talent than the other team. You might be better than that other team. But they have him. And I think there's a chance that DJ Lagway might be the best player in college football.
Ooh, this is why I brought this up in this conversation, because people say that. I can't put him up there without seeing it.
Yeah, I gotta see it first, but I think it's. And if I'm right, I'm taking crazy victory laps.
Crazy victory laps, huh?
So here's my thing on Lagway, right? I believe Lagway is super talented, but I don't think that we are going to be able to see Lagway's full talent be put on display because of where he's at. Now, one thing that we saw is when he got in the game, that entire team elevated their play. to be honest, I think that Florida is going to shock a lot of people this year. I do have that. Now, someone did say in the chat, like, Lagway still not throwing. That is a bit of a concern. But I mean, my thing is this. When that guy's on, man, he's on. And I just feel like where he's at, his skill set won't be able to be maximized. But regardless, the dude's he's gonna win you game. He's gonna be dun. I think that you could possibly see some DJ Lagway dun plays like.
How many games do you think he's worth? How many wins a season do you think he's worth?
Do you how many wins do I think that Florida's going to get?
No, that he's worth by himself.
And I think he can win you any game by himself.
Woo.
Especially if he got the skill talent around him.
Yeah, if he has.
I mean, I just my thing is like I don't trust Billy Napier's play calling and stuff like that. Like that's just my thing. But you're talking about a quarterback who's not easy to go down. He's a big guy, big frame, and his scrambling ability, his running ability with that, like if the play breaks down and he gets out the pocket, it's
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this, because the reason why I'm skeptical about this is because I didn't watch a ton of him play, but a lot of people said the same exact thing last offseason about Jalen Milroe. And that's where I run in. I mean, this is how I feel like people were talking about Jalen Milroe, saying that he was going to be like the best player. Wasn't he like Heisman favorite going into last year?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Lagway's a different type
he's
of
different. Okay.
Quarterback.
Okay. You know? I believe y'all. I'm just asking, and also, because I've seen the hype before.
Also, I feel like Milroe's first season, right? His season with Nick Saban, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they played to his skill set and his strengths a little bit more. The DeBoer, I feel like they was trying to make Milroe something that he wasn't, right? They was trying to show that he was more of this passer and things like that, and that he could read this. I'm sorry, he just couldn't.
It's not what you are, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's like, it's not what you are, right? So, it didn't show Milroe in the best light, and that's why I say it is very important for these kids. You know, the short-term money is okay, it's okay. But like you heard Devin Sanchez speak in his interview, you know, I felt where I felt at home and where was going to develop me. And that's the thing that a lot of these guys got to understand is who's going to be, you know, the better developer. So Lagway we got as one.
So we're putting him in. We're putting him in our top four.
I would put Lagway in the top four in the country. I mean, we already know it's JJ and Caleb Downs. Do you got anything against that, Garrison?
No, I would say JJ, Downs, and this is my projection at the end of the season, Lagway, Arch.
Ooh, see, Arch is another one, man. That's another one that needs a whole conversation. We might have to talk about Arch next week, man, because I think Arch has potential. If you watch I have watched some of him play. I think Arch has like crazy potential, crazy, like Heisman winner, best quarterback in college football type potential. And then having the last name just makes it all the better. But I'm not even going off of that at all, because he don't remind you of no Manning when you watch him play.
Did you ever see highlights of his dad?
No, but I mean, maybe that's what yeah.
His dad was the athlete. He was the wide receiver in the family. He wasn't the quarterback.
Okay. All right. The only thing that worries me though with Arch,
forehead too.
You say he's got the Manning forehead?
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me with Arch, and the people are gonna hate me for saying this, but the one thing that worries me with Arch is Steve Sarkisian's offense, because his offense is very predicated on him out-coaching the other team's defensive coordinator. And if he's not out-coaching the other team's defensive coordinator, then they get into some really bad spots and their quarterback has to be like perfect or they lose games. Look at like against the Ohio State game. Like if you look at the totality of that game, he didn't outcoach our defensive coordinator, and that made it where Quinn Ewers had to make some crazy throws or they were going to get in trouble like they did. Ended up losing, only scoring 14 points. So
Sarkisian is bro, his thing is mismatches, right? Like that's his biggest thing. And so it's finding a way to exploit the mismatch. You get the mismatch, Sonny Styles with a little bit of I guess like a little fake rub or whatever, and boom, it gives you enough time, right? It gave him enough time for the running back to get open on the little wheel route. So I mean, I don't like the gimmick crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting Arch in the top 4. I'm sorry. I'm not. I think a lot of people going to find out maybe week 1. But
Mike, real quick. Arch better hope he don't run into number 8 again.
I'm just saying.
Because number 8 this year, number 8. Hey. Oh, man.
That's another thing. Is he gonna be able to take the hits and stay healthy? You know, they want to run him.
What'd you say, Garrison?
I said he might see ghost.
I mean, that's another thing. Can Texas quarterback stay, a full season? That's another thing. So
yeah, they have.
How can you be top?
Quinn was hurt every year.
Yeah, how can you be, top 4 if you're hurt? But my guy Richie does put somebody in here. My guy Dylan Stewart. I'm gonna go defensive side of the ball. Even though he's at South Carolina, dude is just wreaking havoc, man. It doesn't matter that South Carolina sucks. Yeah, I said it, but I mean, dude's just out there wreaking havoc, man. I wish we were able to get him. Shout out Dylan Stewart. Asia Posh put Riley Pettijohn in there. You know that's my guy, man. You know I am a fan. And just
same.
Listening to his interview, really hoping that he can get on the field, man. Because I'm telling you, when that guy's going downhill, bro, I'm telling you, I really believe that. I can't say it. I ain't gonna say it, man. I ain't gonna say it, man. I'm just gonna wait till I'm gonna tell y'all off air. I'm gonna tell y'all off
Mike
air.
I used to know. Put it on the record.
I'm gonna have to tell y'all off air, but my guy Riley Pettijohn, bro, dude is different, man. Even when you watched him and he talked about I could go out there and play running back, right? And I was watching, I'm at the game. They need a first down. I want to say it's like 4th and 2. And I mean, I want to say I went to 2 more games. Anytime they was in like 4th and short, and I'd be like, they go call Riley in. They just be like, Riley. He come in. He's just out there nonchalant. I remember like the first time I seen him running the ball or whatever, he probably could have got like carried a couple guys for like 3-5 more yards or whatever. And he just like, all right, man, we got the first down. Like looked over, we got the first down.
You go get ready for defense. Man, I'm out of here.
Bro, the dude is just he's different in his competitive fire. But also what I like about Riley Pettijohn is just the way he rallies around his teammates when they make plays as well, man. The leader that he is and that competitive fire that he has, our linebacker room is going to be different for years to come, man. So I'm happy about that. And get Duke on your show. Yeah, we actually Terry and I got to interview Duke a few months ago, actually. So yeah, we will try to get him and check him out, but definitely go check him out on Pops Pod as well. We're going to try to get them guys, get them over here and drop some gems, because I know everybody is seeing what Duke Pettijohn and Daniel Sanchez, the gems that they are dropping. And I don't know I hope that these recruits are seeing it, but like I told Duke, I appreciate the gems, and I hope that they could see that the gems that they're dropping are actually a movement, and what they're doing is a movement, because they're not just talking like ball. They're talking about like the whole like process, everything that you should look for. And one thing, you know, a lot of people have kind of done these little kind of pods or whatever. The one thing that they talk to you about is being able to sniff out the damn lies, bruh. That's the part, like, I'm like, oh my goodness, man, I like this. So yeah, definitely check out Duke and meeting Duke and his family. Awesome people, man. So the Petitjeans, they definitely favorites in my book for sure.
All right. We wrap this up, or you guys?
No, you got anything else, Garrison?
No, man. Just no. Thanks for letting me come on here. I was just doing some. I was like, well, Terry's not
here.
We're
letting you, man. You're always welcome. Come on.
Background stuff. But I actually wanted to put this out there. Look, anybody out there, if you can, I have these 2 CJ Stroud rookie cards. If you can figure out a way to get these signed, I will give you one. If anyone out there,
I like that. Okay. If you can figure out a way to get him signed, he'll give you one. So now you have a signed CJ Stroud rookie card. You're going to get them both signed. Hey, that's a good deal.
I have a Zeke one. If you can find a way.
Man, it ain't happening, bro. I was probably 20 feet from Zeke, bro. What was it? It was like preseason. It was preseason. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't even got on the dang on shoulder pads or nothing, bro, or whatever. And I'm right there on the field level. Nah, man, no nothing, bro. I'm like, dang. So, yeah. Good luck, Garrison, on that one, man. You're gonna have to pay for that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're gonna have to catch him out of the event.
But no, man, you guys have a good night. Make sure to be here next Wednesday at 7:30. Tomorrow you can catch me and Ryan on the call-in show. So call in there. Terry and Mike, you guys call in whatever you want to. Just drop in there. So thank you guys. And then I think, next week the Buckeye Brigade comes back. So it'll be me, Mike, Jug from Jug on Bucks, B Moses, and Chris Drew, of course. So be there. Actually, Terry, I think about, because if Ron can't make it, Terry, I might text you and Terry to come in. I might actually need you for that. So, yeah, man. Thanks, guys, and have a good night.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. We appreciate y'all.
Later, everyone. See y'all next week.